Hey there, it's Seb Frey here with another exciting episode of It's a Seb Show. And today I want to talk about building wealth through home ownership. Yes, building wealth through home ownership. It's a very important concept, really, especially for me being a realtor, that I really don't think that I talk very much about because mostly on the Seb Show, I talk from the perspective of a realtor who lists people's houses for sale. I don't really talk that much about buying real estate, but yet buying real estate is where it all begins, right? Like that's how you have a house to sell, is by buying a house first. So, housing prices are really high right now, obviously, and a lot of people are saying, wow, should I wait to buy a house or should I let the market crash and then buy a house? Well, that's a very good question because inevitably the market will in fact crash. I don't know when it's going to crash. I don't know to what extent or how long that crash is going to last. But for sure, there's a downturn coming at some point. Every day that goes by, we are one day closer to the next downturn. We don't know when it's going to be here, of course, but inevitably it will come. And a lot of buyers are saying, maybe I should just wait until that downturn comes before I buy. And that's a very fair point. And it makes me think of a couple of times in the past, like 10 or 12 years ago, when I advised two different people who asked me, hey, should I buy a house right now? I told them both, yeah, you know what? Maybe you don't want to buy a house right now. And in one of those cases, they ended up like breaking up like 2 or 3 years later. So I think that was the right answer for them. The other guy, geez, really, I really wish I had told him absolutely buy a house right now for sure. Because had he bought that house 10 years ago in Silicon Valley, guess what? He'd be sitting on $1 million, or I don't know how much equity he would have gained, but quite a bit of equity. You know, there's a saying in real estate, an adage, it's an axiom, I don't know what it is. Let's call it a saying, which is there's two times to buy real estate that are the best times, right? One is today, and the other one is 20 years ago, right? Very true. The other thing they say, who's they? You know, they say, don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait, because it really has a tremendous effect on how much wealth you are going to have. So, like my house here, I bought this house about 10 years ago, and 10 years ago I was paying about $3,100 a month, principal and interest. 10 years ago, that was a fairly healthy housing payment. And now, 10 years later, I'm paying about $3,300 a month. Now, my mortgage is the same, but my my insurance has gone up and my property tax has gone up, and that explains about the $200 difference, right? But yet, 10 years later, the amount of money it costs to rent this house has gone up by about $1,000. So if I was renting this house, I would be paying $1,000 more every month just to live here, and then I wouldn't be paying down my principal every month. I don't know where I am at in my amortization right now, but let's just say I'm paying down, $1,500 a month, something like that is right around there, I'm guessing, right? So I'm making about $2,500 every single month just by living in my house. And that's not even counting how much my house is actually appreciating in value this whole time. I'm just talking about just the savings to me alone versus renting. It's about $2,500 a month, right? So that's a pretty big amount of money. And when you look at it over the years, right? Like, so I've already been here 10 years. It went by in a blink of an eye, right? I'll probably be here at least another 10 more would be my guess, and probably quite a bit longer than that. You can see that cumulatively how much that's going to really impact my wealth. And in fact, if you look at the numbers, homeowners, they are 35 times wealthier than renters. That's right. So these are official U.S. government statistics, so you know you can trust them. And that is that the average net worth of a renter is about $5,000. The average net worth of a homeowner, about 35 times that, right? So that's about what, $110,000, something like that, for the average net worth of a homeowner. Now, obviously, here in California, the average net worth for a homeowner is going to be, much greater than that, obviously, because the numbers are so much bigger here in California. So, should you wait for the market to crash before you buy a house? Well, maybe you should. That's up to you. But, the stock people, they advise an investment strategy called dollar cost averaging, which is that no matter the market, good or bad, just keep on buying stocks. Just keep on buying stocks. Buying stocks doesn't matter if the market's going up or down. Just keep on buying stocks. And over the long term, you'll make a buttload of cash, right? That's what they'll tell you. And the same thing is in real estate. Like, even if you buy today and it goes down by 10%, like tomorrow, right? It's okay, because over the long term, yeah, maybe you would have made more money, certainly, if you had known that it was going to go down by 10% tomorrow, right? But you never know that, right? Just buy the real estate, keep on making your payments, stay there, keep the house up, and wait. And what you'll find is that over a period of years, you will have accumulated quite a bit of wealth. So there you go. That's what I want to tell people. Hey, go ahead, buy that house. If you have an affordable rental, that's okay. Just sit tight, right? But if you find yourself in a position where you suddenly have to leave that rental, maybe you might want to look at actually having this be the time where you decide to go ahead and buy a house. All right, well, listen, that's all I had to say on this very important topic. Do me a favor. Would you please do me a favor? Give me a like, give me a thumbs up, give me a comment, and I would really love this if you give me a share. If you shared this on social media, that would be the bomb. All right, hey, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will have another episode up again before too long.